California's housing market is crashing and 40% of homeowners are trapped. Here's why it hasn't sunk more of them yet. You'd think with prices plummeting and mortgages underwater, people would be panicking. But there's a twist. Most of these homeowners bought years ago when rates were dirt cheap, and they're sitting on loans that are way below what they'd get today. So even if their home's value is tanking, their monthly payments are still low enough to keep them afloat. It's like being stuck in a sinking boat, but having a life jacket that just barely works. The real pain? It's the folks who bought at the peak, thinking they'd ride the wave forever. They're the ones drowning in debt, while everyone else is just treading water, hoping the storm passes before they have to swim. You know how back in 2020 and 2021 mortgage rates hit rock bottom? Like, we're talking rates so low they felt almost free. A lot of folks jumped on that chance to buy a home or refinance, locking in those sweet deals. Fast forward to today and rates have shot up. Way up. That's where the lock-in effect comes in. See, if you've got a mortgage at 3% or even lower, why would you ever give that up? Moving means taking on a new loan at, say, 7% or more. That's not just a little extra, it's a huge jump in your monthly payment. So even if life changes, maybe you need a bigger place or a different neighborhood, you're stuck. Selling your home means losing that amazing rate, and buying another one just doesn't make financial sense anymore. It's like being handcuffed to your house. You might want to move, but the math just doesn't add up, and that's trapping a lot of homeowners right where they are, whether they like it or not. The lock-in effect isn't just about numbers, it's about how those numbers are keeping people from making the changes they might actually need. The numbers don't lie, folks. Let's break it down. Over the past year, mortgage rates have been climbing steadily, like a hiker on a steep trail with no end in sight. Back in January, you could lock in a rate just under 3%. Fast forward to today, you're looking at nearly 7%. That's more than double, and it's hitting wallets hard. Now, what happens when borrowing gets expensive? People pump the brakes. Home sales have been dropping like a stone in a pond. Last summer, houses were flying off the market faster than concert tickets. But now, buyers are sitting on the sidelines waiting, hoping for a break that hasn't come yet. Sellers are getting nervous, wondering if they missed their window. It's a classic push and pull. Rates go up, demand goes down. And right now, the graph isn't just showing a trend, it's telling a story. One where the dream of homeownership feels a little further out of reach for a lot of folks. But hey, markets shift. The question is, when will this one turn? The housing market's been sending some mixed signals lately. On one hand, we've got a pretty big jump in listings, up 22.8% from last year. That sounds like good news if you're looking to buy, right? More options, more choices. But here's the thing. Those homes aren't flying off the shelves like they used to. In fact, they're sitting on the market longer than we've seen in a while. So what's going on? Well, higher mortgage rates are playing a big part. Buyers are being pickier, stretching their budgets thinner, and some are even hitting pause on their search altogether. Sellers who might have expected a quick sale are finding themselves waiting a little longer. It's not a crash or anything dramatic, but it's definitely a shift. The market's cooling off just enough to remind us that the frenzy of the past few years wasn't the norm. For buyers, this could mean a little more breathing room, less competition, maybe even a bit more negotiating power. For sellers, it's a reality check. Pricing it right and making sure your home stands out is more important than ever. The market's still moving, just at a different pace. The numbers don't lie, over 500,000 people have packed up and left since 2020. That's not just a trickle, it's a flood. Families, young professionals, retirees, all chasing the same thing. A place where the rent doesn't swallow half their paycheck. You hear it in the stories, the ones about trading cramped apartments for actual backyards, about finally breathing easy when the bills come due. But it's not just about money. It's about what happens when a city starts to feel like it's only for the lucky few. The ones who can afford to stay. The ones who don't have to choose between groceries and the electric bill. So they go, one moving truck at a time, searching for something that shouldn't be so hard to find. A place to call home without the weight of the world on their shoulders. And the city? It changes. Quieter streets, emptier schools, a different kind of hustle. The kind that comes when too many people decide they've had enough. You know, when you look at the numbers, it's pretty clear we've been underbuilding for decades. Year after year, the gap between what we're constructing and what we actually need just keeps widening. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with a thimble. No matter how hard you try, you're never going to catch up. And that gap? It's not just a line on a graph, it's real people feeling the squeeze. Fewer homes mean higher prices, and higher prices mean families stretching their budgets thinner and thinner. Renters get stuck paying more than they can afford, and buyers? Well, they're either priced out entirely or drowning in debt just to get a foot in the door. Then there's the ripple effect. When housing costs skyrocket, everything else does too. Businesses struggle to hire because workers can't afford to live nearby. Communities lose their vibrancy when people can't put down roots. And the whole economy? It starts to feel the strain because money that could be spent on groceries or saving for the future is just going straight to the landlord or the bank. It's a cycle, and it's been spinning for a long time. But here's the thing, cycles can be broken. We just have to start building like we mean it. The Bay Area has always been a trendsetter, but these days each city's got its own flavor. San Francisco? It's still the tech hub, but with a twist. Less about the flashy startups and more about sustainability and AI ethics. You'll see folks in Patagonia vests sipping oat milk lattes talking about carbon footprints as much as stock options. Over in Oakland, it's all about the arts and activism. The murals are bolder, the music's louder, and the conversations? They're about housing justice and community power. You can't walk down Telegraph without hearing someone debate the latest city policy or a new art collective popping up in a warehouse. Then there's San Jose, quietly flexing its muscles. It's still Silicon Valley's heart, but now it's got this new energy. More families, more diversity, and a focus on smart city tech. Think self-driving shuttles and solar-powered neighborhoods. It's like the grown-up cousin who's finally getting the attention it deserves. Each city's got its own pulse, but together, they're still the Bay, just with a few new beats. The market's looking steady, with experts calling for a solid 3 to 5% growth year over year. That's not the kind of boom that turns heads, but it's the kind of reliable climb that keeps investors smiling. Still, buyers aren't exactly rushing in. They're taking their time, weighing options, and holding out for the right deal. It's a cautious crowd out there. No one's making moves just for the sake of it. They want value, stability, and a clear path forward. And with growth like this, they've got the space to be picky. The numbers are good, but the mood? It's all about patience. Here's your script segment. If you're looking to buy or sell a home right now, the market can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. First, get pre-approved for a mortgage before you start house hunting. This gives you a clear budget and shows sellers you're serious, which can give you an edge in competitive situations. Second, don't skip the inspection, even if it feels like a hassle. A good inspector can spot hidden issues that might cost you big down the road, and you'll have more leverage to negotiate repairs or price adjustments. And third, work with a local real estate agent who really knows the area. They'll have insights on neighborhoods, pricing trends, and even off-market listings that you won't find online. Small moves like these can make a huge difference in getting the best deal or the best buyer without the stress. So here we are, at the end of another conversation, but really it's just the beginning. The world doesn't stop moving, and neither should we. There's always more to learn, more to question, and more to do. So don't just sit back. Lean in. Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay proactive. Because change doesn't happen by accident. It happens when people like you decide to step up and make it happen. So what's next? That's up to you. Keep asking the hard questions, keep pushing for answers, and keep moving forward. The story isn't over yet, not by a long shot. The housing market's always shifting, and right now, it's more important than ever to stay on top of things. Prices are fluctuating, interest rates are a moving target, and opportunities can pop up or disappear fast. If you're not paying attention, you might miss out on a great deal, or worse, get caught off guard by a sudden change. Being proactive means doing your homework. Know the trends in your area, understand what you can afford, and don't wait for the perfect moment. Because there's no such thing. The market rewards those who are prepared, who ask questions, and who act when the time is right. Whether you're buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on things, staying informed gives you the edge. It's not just about luck. It's about being ready when the right opportunity comes your way. So keep learning, stay flexible, and don't let the market leave you behind.